right, kindergarten, welcome to today's math video. Today we are going to go ahead and review some subtraction. Now, last week we talked about the different parts of an addition problem, and we learned that the answer that we get at the end of our addition problem, so when we take two groups and add them together, we get the sum, okay? So we're really going to focus on what we call that answer in a subtraction problem, and also the two numbers that we use to subtract and get that answer. So I know that was probably super confusing, but that's what today's focus is going to be on. So we're going to use our bears and my dry erase board here. Now, I'm going to have two houses, okay? So this is one house and this is the other, okay? Now, when I take away, I'm not just going to take a bear away so you can't see it. I'm going to say that one bear leaves and moves to another house, okay? So you can still see how many I take to house. Here, let's do this. House number 1 and house number 2, okay? Let's do that. So that's a little bit easier. Sorry, my houses are a little sloppy. They're not the best. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. All right. So over here in house number 1, I have 3 bears. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you see that yellow, red, green. So I'm going to go ahead and start there. Okay, so this is our 3. This is our number that we're starting with. I'm going to call this number my minuend. Can you say that? Minuend. It's a funky word, but it's called a minuend, okay? That's the number that I start with, okay? Now, in subtraction, we're taking away, and we need a subtraction sign, right? Okay, so there's my 3 minus. Now, I'm just going to move one bear. I'm going to take it away out of house number 1 and move it to house number 2. Now, how many bears did I take away from house number 1? Just 1, right? I moved the green bear over to house number 2. So there's 1. Okay. So 3 minus 1. So I'm going to call this 1. It's another funky word. Are you ready? The subtrahend. Woof! Subtrahend. So we have the minuend, which is what we start off with, okay? That's our 3, because remember I had all 3 bears in house 1, and then I took away and moved one green bear over to house number 2. So I subtracted 1 from house number 1, and that gave me the subtrahend. I know you can't really read those words there, but so 3 minus 1, and now we need to figure out how many we have left over in house number 1. So go ahead and count the bears. 1, 2. Okay, and this is going to be our answer, and we're going to call our answer the difference. Can you say that? Difference. So we've got the minuend, subtrahend, difference. Kindergarten, those are some big words, okay? But hang in there with me. Let's go ahead and start over and get some more bears up here, okay? Where's my eraser? All right. Let's draw some better houses. I feel like these aren't the best. Okay. So there's house number 1. Those aren't any better. Okay, here, let's fix that too. There we go. So house number 1 and house number 2. Let's start off with, so we've got let's count our bears. So I've got this house, and let's go ahead and count them in house number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're starting off with our minuend. How many do I have for my minuend? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we're taking away, we're going to take away 3 bears. 1, 2, 3. Those 3 bears decided to move to house number 2. So I took away 3 bears from house number 1. There's my subtrahend. That's what I took away from my minuend. And we're going to go ahead and get our answer. So 5 minus 3, how many do we have left over in house number 1? 1, 2, okay? So you should have 2, okay? And that is our difference. Okay, so one more way to represent our subtraction problems. This is what, sorry, kindergarten. This is what our worksheets are going to look like, okay? So think back to in our classroom, we have our cubes, our linking cubes that we stick together, and that is what is going to be used on your worksheet, okay? Now, I'm going to just draw okay. So, imagine that I took 4 of those cubes and connected them, okay? So you can see that by counting my blocks. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So I have 4. All right, but I'm going to X out 2. So how many did I take away? 2. And how many do I have left over that aren't X'd out? I've got 2, okay? So now my picture matches my number sentence, okay? Let's go ahead and do one more. Okay, let's go ahead and count how many boxes I have all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have 6, but I'm going to X out 4. Okay, so can we write a number sentence that matches this picture that I drew? Okay, so can you think, how many boxes did I start off with? We can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's my minuend. Okay, and now I X'd out. How many did I take away? 1, 2, 3, 4, counting my X's. And then how many do I have left that don't have any X's in them? 1, 2. Okay, so 6 minus 4 equals 2. Okay, so that is our little teeny math lesson for today. Now, I'll go over the math worksheet. So you have 2, okay? You're doing the same thing on both. Now, it gave you a example, okay? You have your number sentences on this side and your pictures on this side, okay? So let's look at this one. 2 minus 1 equals 1. So now you have to find the picture that matches this number sentence. 2 minus 1 equals 1. It already gave you your dotted line that matches it, okay? Because how many cubes are connected together? 1, 2. So there's your minuend, 2. You're taking away how many? That's a 1, so they X'd out 1. And you have 1 left over. There's your difference, okay? So do you see how this picture matches this number sentence? Okay, so you're really going to have to take your time and make sure you're counting the boxes and the X's to match the number sentence to the picture, okay? You're going to do that on both worksheets, okay? So that is all from me today, kindergarten. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I miss you so, so much. Have an awesome, awesome day. See you soon.